Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're up at the storage yard again today because I've got a couple of jobs that need doing before we go away this weekend. One of them is the number plate. For quite some time now we've been suffering with the number plate falling off. It's stuck on with double-sided tape just like the card is and everybody else's number plate, but our number plate doesn't seem to want to play ball and it won't stick to the caravan. Every couple of days we come to the storage yard and it's on the floor at the back of the caravan. So, a bit controversial for some people. I've bought some spring-loaded brackets that I'm going to attach to the back of the caravan that are going to hold the number plate in place. It's not so controversial for us because we've got two tow cars and it makes it easy to change the number plate on the back of the caravan. I'm going to take you through it. It's an easy, simple process. Just a couple of holes, tiny holes to drill in back of the caravan, and attach a little spring-loaded bracket. Then what I'm going to do is upgrade the waste outlet. We've got the usual configuration of two corrugated flexible pipes coming out of the side of the caravan and into the Wastemaster. Well, I bought a nice little kit that makes that neat and tidy, one connection into both pipes and straight into Wastemaster. I'll show you. I've done that before in our last caravan now, and I'm going to do it for this one. It's a really useful addition, and it makes things a lot easier. Like when you go onto a fully serviced pitch, it does make it easy to connect up both waste outlets into the waste. And lastly, I've got a flow valve kit that I want to fit to our aqua roll for when we're on a fully serviced pitch. It just makes it easier, doesn't it, when everything's coupled up, you know, to the mains water. And I'll show you how we go about doing that. So let's get to it. So this is the kit that we're going to use for the waste outlet connection into the Wastemaster. A complete kit to connect up your waste outlets. We've got a little diagram on the front that shows you the configuration, how it goes together, and some parts. So let's have a look at what's inside. So these go together in this sort of configuration. You get your right angle elbow, your equal T goes something like this. We've got a tube that goes on the end like that, and then the supply with another elbow because that's supposed to go on the end of the tube, but we're not going to do that, and I'll explain why later on. So let's have a look at the tools that we're going to need for this job. We've got a hacksaw that we're going to need to cut the pipe. We've got a piece of sandpaper that we're going to need to smooth off the rough edges. We've got a ruler, a small piece of card, and a pen. It's as simple as that. Let's get on with it. So the first thing that we've got to do is put our fittings in. Into the tubes, like that. And what we're going to do now is measure this little gap in between the two fittings. For that measurement I get 3mm between the fittings. So what we're going to do now is work out how much pipe we need to complete the job. We need to take a couple of measurements to make sure that we get the right length of pipe for the fitting, and there are a couple of ways of doing this. I've seen people on the internet who put the pipe into the fitting and put a mark on it to measure it. But the trouble with that, the danger with that is that you actually get the pipe stuck in the fitting, so you can't make a proper connection that way. What I do is I've got a piece of card here, and what I do is I put that card inside the fitting, right down to the end, right down to the end inside the fitting, and I draw a little line here, and that line is the depth of the pipe inside the fitting. What we do now is we do the same thing for the T-piece on the T-piece. So I'm going to put the card inside the tube again, put down to the stop. I've got my pen. I'm going to make another mark on the card, and that mark there is the depth of pipe that we need inside the fitting. I've just measured the two marks on the card, and they're both 22mm from the edge. So some simple mathematics, we want 2 times 22mm plus the 3mm for the gap that was between the fittings, which gives us 47mm for the length of pipe that we need to fit between the two pieces. So I'm just going to mark that off on the pipe and cut it off, and I'll be back to you in a minute. Right, that's all the fittings that we need to complete this job. I've cut the short piece of pipe to length, smoothed off the edges, take off all the burrs. All that remains now is to just put it together. Right, let's see if it fits then. Lovely job, fits great first time. And now the corrugated pipe that we've all been using to connect up to the Wastemaster now can fit nicely on the end of here. This end can slip easily into the Wastemaster, but when you're on a fully serviced pitch, this end here makes it dead easy to connect up to the waste on this fully serviced pitch. So in a few short minutes we've gone from this to this.